Hello guys and welcome back to my channel again. In the previous video of PHP project, which is a school management system, we had seen how to make a complete management system for faculty and employees and students, and also for we had seen how to make an admin panel, and then I had also shown you a certificate automatically certificate issued system which I had used in my school management system. So in this video, I will show you about the fees management system and then the result management system. So if you had any question regarding previous videos and if you had any questions regarding this video, so you can just comment and I will answer it. And if you want to see the source code regarding this video or any video I had posted on my YouTube channel, so you can check my website. And if you want to if you want the source code for this whole project, okay, so you can send me an email. You'll find my email on my website. So let's jump to our project now. So in this video I will show you about the fees management system. So there are 9 basic functions in fees management system, and I will show you these 3 functions, which is generate fees voucher, print fees voucher, and reprint voucher. So voucher is the fees challan or invoice which every school will give to their students. So I will start with the generate fees voucher. And if you haven't seen the demo of this video, this school management system, kindly check that video first, because you will get the idea what we are making in this whole project. And I will start with generate fees voucher. And if you haven't seen the demo of this project, kindly go and check the demo of this project, so you will get the whole idea what we are doing in this whole school management system. And I had also shown what are the basics of a fees management system in the previous video, so check that video also. Okay, so in the fees management system I am uh, asking the user or administrator to fill this form and click on generate voucher. So I am generating the fees voucher or invoice only one time or for the whole class. Okay, and then we will print the voucher of whole class automatically. Okay, so this is the main logic for this part. And then in some schools they give discount to poor or native people. For that I had in there is a separate function which is add discount. So if we add the discount for any user or any student once, it will be added in the voucher every time voucher will be created. So administration don't have to write the discount again and again. Okay, so let me show you the generate fees voucher code first. So what I am doing in the generate fees voucher, so this is the simple form. So I won't show you the code for the form. Okay, so this is the form. You can make the form as you want to, or I will only show you the code for the generate fees voucher. So whenever user will click on the generate fees voucher, all of this data will be posted. So I told you how you can post the data, so I won't repeat that either. Then I am adding all the fees user, the administration will be entered, okay, for the voucher, and I had saved it in a total fees variable, so this is nothing difficult. Then what I am doing is, before I will go further, I will tell you that every voucher will be generated only once. Okay, so the voucher for one class for 1 month or 1 year will be printed only once. You can't generate the voucher twice of the same month, of the same year, of the same class. Okay, so you have to remember that. So after uploading this the data, I am selecting from generate voucher there using these filters. So as we haven't stored anything in the database, so nothing will come. Okay, so I had choose this query, so to tell the user that there is no voucher. Okay, so when this query will run, there is an if there are any rows, okay, greater than 0, then run this else statement. which is voucher already exists. Okay, so if the voucher will already be exist, so it will show the error. As there is no voucher exist still until now, then it will go in this code. So what I am doing in this code, I am inserting the some specific data which I had taken from the user in the database. So this is the simple query for insertion. So I want you can use this query as you want to, as your columns are in the database. And then there is if insertion failed. So if this query won't run successfully, then give an error that insertion failed. And if the query run, then show a message that voucher has created. Okay, so after the voucher has been created, I am using 2 or 3 different tables. Okay, where I will update the record again. So as I told you before that in the generate voucher table, only one voucher will be generated for the whole class. Okay, then for using that information, I will generate or I will print the voucher or invoices for every student of that class. Okay, so whenever we will update this information, only one row will be added in our database. So what I am doing next, I am again selecting data from the generate voucher table using the same filters, which is month, year and class, and then I am saving the ID in a variable which I call VID. So VID means voucher ID. Okay, so there are two different things. There is a voucher number and voucher ID. So don't mix them up. Voucher number is the long 8 to 9 digit number which the administration will use to enter the fees of the student. Okay, and the voucher ID is the ID of every voucher. Okay, we will generate. Okay, so that voucher ID will be generated automatically by the database. So after selecting the record from the generate voucher table, we will save the ID, voucher ID and total amount in 2 variables, and then we will select all the students from that class. Okay, and then we will use a while loop and get the admission number of every student of that class. Okay, and also the student ID. Okay, so we are getting these two things because we want to store these two things in 2 different tables. So after writing this query and this loop, what this is doing, this is getting the admission number of every student and placing it in the admission number, and also the student ID, and saving it in the student ID variable. And in this section what I am doing, I am creating a random voucher number using student ID, voucher ID and string which is 100. Okay, so you can search at Google how to concatenate different numbers in PHP. Okay, and how to generate a random voucher number. So I won't tell you how to do that. Okay, so you can search it, it is normally available. So this is our final voucher number. Okay, which the administration will use to pay the fees of that student. Okay, so what I am doing in these two queries are, I am insert. There is an 2 tables. There is an unpaid paid table and there is a student fees record table. Okay, so what these 2 tables will do? This table will save the record of every student. Or okay, and then this unpaid will also do the same. Okay, but this unpaid will also save the record of students whose fees has not been paid yet. Okay, so if someone does not pay the fees, this table will also keep the record of that, and this table will all just keep the record of every student fees. Okay, of the current month. So I am inserting data into these tables. I am inserting student voucher ID, student ID, then the amount, and then the status. Status is 0 still till now because no student has paid the fees. Whenever user will pay the fees, the status will turn to 1. And then there is I am inserting in the student fees record, which is voucher number, student ID, then voucher ID, then status 0, and then the admission number. Okay. So after that, I am showing that nothing. So this is all for generating the voucher. So I will also show you the database so you will understand it better. So this is the generate voucher table. So you can see that every time we will generate a voucher for any specific class, there will be an entry added in this table. Okay, and against this entry we will save entries in student fees record table, which is this. So you can see that this is the voucher, random voucher number generated, this is student ID, this is voucher ID, then this is the status, and this is admission number. I didn't save the admission number of all students because I didn't implemented this software, though there is no real-time data in the software now. So you can see that this is the record for every student. Okay, against every voucher I had created. Okay, and then there is an unpaid table. So in the unpaid table I am saving voucher ID, then the student ID. So the amount one is the amount which is paid by the student, and amount is the amount, okay, or the fees which is not paid by the student. So okay, so whenever a student will pay the amount one will be updated with the amount, total amount. Okay, and this amount will be updated with 0 because the user had paid all of his fees. Okay, and the status will also convert it to 1. So you can see that this user had paid his amount. Okay, and the status is 1, that this student does not pay his amount. Okay, so his amount is over on this section, and this status is 0, and this amount is 0. Okay, so when this student will pay his amount, this status will turn into 1, and this amount will become 0, and this amount will become 4000. So this is the amount to be paid, and this is the amount which has been paid by the student. So I hope you get the idea. So this is what I am doing in the generate fees voucher section. So the next thing I will show you is the print fees voucher. So I will show you a voucher. So you can only print the voucher of that class, of that month, of that year whose voucher you have been generated. So if you try to print the voucher of any other class, it will give an error. Okay, so you can see that there is a message that voucher printed, and there is a voucher of every student. So you can see that the discount is automatically added, and this is all the fees and information of the student. So all of the design of this voucher is at HTML. So that is, I had designed this voucher using HTML. Okay, so let me just show you the code for that. So this is the code for print voucher. So this whole lengthy code is nothing more than the code of HTML. Okay, so you can design your voucher yourself. So I don't think I have to give you the code for that or show you the code for that. So this all code is for the voucher. Okay, and I am only retrieving the data from the database and showing it in the voucher. So there is the name, and then I am showing the name. Okay, then there is the father name, then I am showing the father name. Okay, so I know I have shown you the syntax for retrieving that data many times. So I will just show you that how I am retrieving data from the database. So whenever user will select the filter and click on the print voucher, what this will do, this will select from generate voucher. Okay, it will retrieve data from generate voucher table where the class, month and year will be given by the user. Okay, so if the rows will be greater than 0, as they will be greater than 0, it will come in the if statement. So in the if statement, what I am doing, I am saving the voucher ID in vid variable, and then using this vid variable I am getting data from student fees record table. Okay, and then I am from the student fees record I am getting the student ID, and from using this student ID I am getting the data of that specific student because I want to show the name of student and class and everything in the data in the voucher. So I have to get the student ID from somewhere. So I had stored the student ID in student fees record, so I will get from that. So this loop will run one by one and get the data of against this voucher ID one by one, and then I will use the student ID, and using this loop I will get all the data. Okay, so in this section I am getting all the data from different queries. So there are three different queries from where I am getting the data. Okay, different things from different queries. So you can pause the video and check that from which row variable I am getting which data, and you can also check the queries. Okay, so pause the video and check the queries. Okay, so you will get the idea which thing I am taking from which table and why I am and how I am doing it and why I am doing it. Okay, so after all the data will be saved, I will just display it in on the voucher. Okay, and there is one more thing which is discount. As I had told you that I had put a discount function in my database or in my software. So what this function is doing, that this will give the student discount automatically. So what this query is doing, that this query is checking that if there is any discount to that ID, student ID, so add that discount to this variable, and if there is no discount then add 0 to this. Okay, so and the place where I am showing the total amount in voucher, I am just subtracting the total fees and AM using simple, and the total fees minus amount. Okay, AMM means amount. So this is the basic logic. Okay, so there is no difficulty in it. And this I won't tell you about this section because this section is about the previous balances of the student. So this is a very lengthy and difficult thing, so I won't tell you about that now. So I hope you are getting the idea of this complete system. So till now I had shown you these two systems. Now I will show you the add discount part. So you, for adding discount to the student, you have to enter the admission number of that student, then the amount, and just click on save discount. The discount will be added. Okay, and if you want to update the discount or delete the discount, just click on the discount record. You can see that the record of all the students whom you had given the discount, and you can edit it and delete it, okay, as you want. So I will not show you this code because you can uh, check this code or write this code using this edit employee and delete employee code. Okay, so same thing is doing over here. I am doing the same thing. I will only show you how I am adding the discount. Okay, so this is the code for adding discount. So this is the simple form that enter admission number and amount and then click on the button. So whenever user will click that, so what I am doing, I am posting the information. Okay, then I am getting the ID of that specific student using the admission number. So as admission number is unique for every student, so I am saving three different things in my discount table, which is student ID, student admission number, and the amount of discount. Okay, so let me show you the discount table too. So you can see that this is the discount table. So I am getting ID from student using the admission number. Okay, then I am storing it on SID, and then I am updating my discount table which with the student ID, admission number, and amount. Okay, then I am showing a message that discount is added. So this is all for discount. Okay, the last thing for this section I will show you is fees interface. So how interface is working, I had shown you in the previous video, so I will only show you the code for that. So let's jump to the code. So this is the code for interface. So I am doing two things in interface. First, I am paying the fees, and then I am displaying the fees of student, fees of that specific student. Okay. So I won't show you the code for displaying the record, as I had shown you already in this edit section, delete section, and this all student section. So you can manage that. and if you have any question you can answer me. I will only show you that how I am paying the voucher. Okay, so let's jump. So whenever user will enter the voucher number and date and click on the pay fees voucher button, we will go on the top. So what I am doing on the top is I am checking that if voucher pay button exists, matlab it has been clicked. So yeah, it has been clicked. So we will post voucher number and date. So what I am doing, so what are the basic thing I have to do while uh, uh, paying the fees voucher? I just have to update the student fees record table and unpaid table. Okay, and I have to, and in student fees record table I have to update the status from 0 to 1. Okay, and in the unpaid table I have to update the status and then the paid amount with the paid amount and with the amount which has to be paid with 0. Okay, which I had told you when I had show you the unpaid table. So what I am doing, I am selecting fees record of that specific voucher number. Okay, so if the rows will be greater than 1, then we will go on this code, and if there is no voucher exist with this voucher number, so suppose we had entered a wrong voucher number, it will give an error that voucher not found. Okay, so we will get in this code. So if there is the voucher will exist, we will save our voucher id and student id in these two variables, and then we are doing, we are selecting the record, we are selecting the amount from unpaid table using this vid. Okay, then we are updating our student fees record, and then we are updating our unpaid. Okay, so I will not tell you about this query, so because this is related with our previous balance, and I had didn't show you anything about previous balance, so forget that query. So only remember that we are updating two tables, student fees record and unpaid record. Okay, so I am selecting amount from the unpaid as I have to update the amount to. So what I am doing, I am updating student fees record and setting the status to 1. Okay, where I voucher number is this and the status is 0. So this is a simple query. Okay, and what I am doing in this query, I am doing the same thing. I am updating the status to 1. Okay, and then I am updating the amount with the amount student has paid. Okay, and the amount which has to be paid by the student, which is now has been paid. Okay, which is now has been paid. So now I will update this amount with 0. Okay, and where the student id and the student voucher id is this. Okay, and then after that I am showing a nice message that fees has been paid. Okay, so this is all the thing I am doing in whole fees pay section. So this is whole process for fees management system. So I won't show you anything further in this management system. Okay, the next thing I will show you in this video is result management system. So I will show you how to enter result, how to delete result, how to edit result, how to print result. Okay, and the remaining things are not usable till for now. So these two things are exactly the same. So there is a difference of some things in the logic. So instead of fees, we are entering marks. So that's the only difference. So first of all, I will show you how I am printing the result. Okay, so the printing result and printing fees voucher or fees invoice is same. Okay, let me just show you. So first I will show you that how my fees plan is how my result will look. So you can't print the result if you haven't entered any marks yet. Okay, so you have to be careful, it will give an error. So you can see that our result has been printed. So there is a comprehensive sheet, HTML sheet. So I had made this sheet using HTML. Okay, so I will also don't show you the code for that. So this sheet is showing total marks, marks of 10, percentage, grade for every subject, and it is also showing the total result. So for printing this result, you just have to press Ctrl P and it will print the result of every student. Okay, so let me just show you the code. So this is the all the HTML. So this is the basic code. So I had divided my uh, uh, result part in two sections. One is primary and one is for secondary, because the subjects for primary and secondary are changed. So whenever user will enter class year and term, okay, this query will run that select from class where term or year is this, okay, and this query will also run that select from total marks. So this query is separate thing. This is for the total marks. So you can see that there are total marks over here. So user has to enter these total marks by itself, that these are the total marks, okay, and then user will and then apply these total marks to every subject, okay. So for that, what I will show you what I had done for that. So this is a simple thing. It is this query is only selecting the total marks from the table. There is nothing difficult in it. So this is the main thing. So this query will select from class, okay, where term and the year is this. So for result part, I had made a separate table for every class, okay. So that's why I am writing class, okay. So this table will be provided by the user, okay. So suppose this is the first grade. So this query will run and then we will come down to this code. So this is the simple code. There is nothing difficulty in it. So it is checking that if class is grade is 8 or grade is 9 and grade is 10, then print this result card, okay. So what I am doing here, as suppose the grade is 8, 9 or 10, then the this result will be printed, okay, because this result has different subjects. There is nothing different other than subject. So you can see that this has a chemistry subject and biology and computer, okay. And suppose if the grade is not 8, 9, 10, so then this result will be entered. So let me show you. So you can see that this else, so then this result will be printed. This is the most simplest page, okay, but only the result card is complex, okay. So you can see that this page has different subjects. It has science instead of chemistry, biology, okay. So this is how I am printing that one, okay. So this is the simple thing. So now I will show you how I had added the result. So if you want to enter the result of any class, you will select the class, the year and term, okay. So there is an error. So error, this is the error because this result has been entered already in the database. So you can't enter the result of same class, of same year, of same term twice, okay. So you have to enter one result only once. You can edit that result, but you can't enter that result again. So I hope you had understand that. So let me show you. Okay, so now you can. Okay, so this result is also entered. Okay, I think I had entered everything while testing. I think I should enter a new year. So there is an error. So yeah, there is error because there is no student in prep class or nursery class in my software till yet. Okay, that's why it is not printing. So now you can see that it has opened a page with the admission number and the student, all the students, and there are all the subjects, okay, with marks. You can enter the marks of every subject of every student, and then you can click on submit data. So if you have 10 students, then this table will be converted to 10 students. So this table will show the name of the student and admission number, and you can then enter the marks of every student, okay, and every subject, okay. So this one page will cover the result of whole class, okay. So suppose you had entered the result, okay. After that, click on submit data. So the data will be submitted, okay. Okay, so if you want to see the result, let me show you how you can check the result, because I forgot for which year I had entered the result. So now, yeah, you can see that as I had didn't enter any of the marks, I had entered 0 0 for every student. So there is 0 0 for every student, okay. So this is how you can enter marks, okay, for the whole class. So let me show you the code for that. So this is the code for entering marks, okay. So this is a very lengthy code, as you can see that, and it has a lot of things, a lot of logics, because there are 10 or 12 different classes. So the same logic has been copied for every different class. So don't get confused if you understand this little bit of code. So I had copied same code for 10 to 12 times. So what I am doing over here, so I am selecting the uh, class, okay, then I am selecting the year, and then I am selecting the term, and then I am clicking on the enter result button, okay. So then it will go to the top, so it will post all the things, okay. Then it will select the students of that class, okay. Then it will see that if there is student in that class, obviously, so it will run this code. If there are no student in this class, then it will show an error which was coming again and again when I was trying to enter a result, okay. So as there are students in my database, so let's suppose it will enter in the inner code. So what I am doing in this inner code, I am getting the admission number, first name and last name of every student, as I am showing both these three things for every student, okay. And what I am doing again is I am uh, checking that for every class, okay. So if the class is will be playgroup, or if the class will be nursery, so these are the name of classes. So it will run that specific part of code, okay. So if you understand the one part of the code, so same thing is happened over all of the pages, so don't get confused a bit. So if you know the one part, so you just have to copy it again and again, and you just have to change the class, okay. As I have told you, I had defined different tables for different classes. So because I want to store the data of every class separately, so let me just show you what I am doing over here. So suppose our class is playgroup, so it will come in this section. So what I am doing it, I am inserting into playgroup the admission number and the first time and the last time and year and term, okay. So there I am not doing any difficult thing, I am only checking the class, and then I am inserting into the table, okay. So what this will do, this will insert the data of every student of that class in the playgroup section, against that specific year and term. And then what I am doing is that if that result query will run successfully, okay, then it will refer me towards another page, okay. And if it does, this query does not run successfully, so it will show me error that record already inserted, okay. So if the record for this year and the thing is already inserted in the database, then it will show me the error that the record is already inserted, okay. So suppose our record is not inserted, so it will refer it towards new page. So you can see that it is referring me towards another page, and it is also sending two variables on the next page. So I had told you the syntax for sending one variable using the link in the next page. So this is the syntax if you want the header tag and you want to send two or more variables on the next page. So this is how you can do it. So I have took a lot of time to search for me to search this syntax, okay. So what I am doing, I am sending the term, okay, and the year, okay, to this playgroup.php file, okay. So let me show you that file now. So in this file I am just entering the marks. So you can see that what I am doing, this is a simple table, as we had seen that I had entered the marks using a table, and then there are text input fields, as I have to give user the input field so that he can enter marks, okay. And then whenever user will click the button, these marks will be saved, okay. So what I am doing, I am getting the term and year from the previous page, and then I am selecting record regarding that term and year of that class, okay. And then I am displaying that record, okay. So you can see that this row I am passing this result variable, which is this result variable, okay. So I am using this, I am just showing the data, okay, of every student. So there is no data, I know, but it will show the placeholder which is the name of each subject, okay. So you can see that this is the input which has a type of return, and okay, so I didn't show the admission number over here, so that's why it has a type of return, so it will not be shown on the this page, okay. So don't get confused over here. And let me show you another thing, another column, so you can see that. So first three types have inputs as a type of return, because we don't want to write anything over on these, okay. So I have to write things in subjects part, okay. So that's why these are hidden. So user will only see the admission number and name, first name and last name, okay. So user can't do anything except on it. So this is the input for subject. So what it is saying, it has an input with type text, okay. Then what I am doing, this is the name, okay. I will show you the logic behind it. So what I am trying to do over here, and then this is the class, and this is the id English, and then this is the placeholder English, okay. So what I am trying to do over here, so as we know that if suppose there are 10 students in the class, so whenever the user user will click only one time, okay, the submit button. So I have to generate some kind of different names for every subject, okay. So that uh, the name for every subject will be gone differently for every student, and the marks for every student will be saved differently, okay. So that's why I am generating a random number over here using this I variable. So this is English, this is will be the name, and then this is echo I, okay. So I is the random number. So when the first time this loop will run, the I is 1, then the second time the I will be 2. So this is a very difficult thing which I had sorted out. Okay, so before this, whenever I will update the record, what I am doing it, I am the marks I will enter for the first student. These marks will be copied for all the other students. Okay, are getting copied for all the students instead of saving the actual marks of every student. And the reason for that is because I was giving the same name attribute for every student. Okay, so then I had used this logic to automatically generate different name for every student. Okay, so this is nothing difficult in it. I hope you will understand it. So you can see that I am declaring I over here, and then I over here, then I am incremented I every time. Okay, so I will be incremented every time. So this is the most important trick in all of this page. Okay, so the remaining thing is easy. So whenever user will click the button, so it will go to the top, it will post all the things. Okay, so if the result will be posted, and it will post all the data, and it will update the data, okay, into the database. So there is nothing difficult in it. I hope you will understand that thing, okay, yourself. So you might be thinking that why I am updating display group table. Okay, so if you remember that when in the enter result table I had already inserted data into the play group, okay, against that specific year and term. Okay, that's why I am updating in this page. Okay, so it will update the marks. Okay, I hope you had understand that very well. So this is how I am entering the marks and saving it in our database. So the last couple of things I have to show you is delete result and edit result. So no one delete the result as we know. But suppose if someone wants to delete the result, so of any specific student, okay, so you will just open the result first like this, and whenever you will click on delete, the result will be deleted. So the same I had used the same logic I had used on this. Okay, so don't get confused, just display the data of student, and just whenever user will click this delete button, send the admission number instead of id. So in this part in delete imply we were sending the id. So instead of id, send the admission number, and delete the data of student record with respect to this admission number, okay, against this admission number. This is that simple. I don't think I have to show you the code for that again and again. So I hope you will do that yourself. So in the edit result, I am doing the same thing. So I will open the class, and if you want to edit the result of this student, click on edit and update the data. So let me just update the data. I will update the this number to 50. So and if I will click on update, so you see that record is updated. So let me show you now. So you can see that now the marks are good. So for the updation, I had used the exactly same thing I had used over here. So don't get confused on anything. So if you want me to tell you about that, just comment it. I will answer it, but I will not show you anything in this video about this stuff. Okay. So I will assume that you will do it yourself. Okay, so the last thing in this video I have to show you is edit marks. So I had already entered the marks for every subject in my database. So let me show you. So here is the total mark. Okay. So you can see that all the subjects, okay, and I had saved the marks against them. with their respective classes. Okay, so when I if so these are by default marks. So if the user wants to update those marks, so suppose that school wants these subjects, English subjects, to be 50, how he will do it? So he will just open this table, select the class, okay, and click on generate sheet. So you can see that this class will be over here, and then all of the marks. Okay, just update the marks and click on update marks. So you can see that record is updated. So I will also show you in the database. So you can see that it is 70 now, and I will also show you again over here. So now you can see that it is 70 over here. So this is how I am updating my marks. So I will show you the code for that. So I am editing the marks over here. So don't get afraid because of the code. The code is very simple, but it is very lengthy. I accept, but I will hope that I am making you understand everything. Okay. So what I am doing is I am giving a drop down of classes. Whenever user will click the button, it will go to the top, and if the exact button result will be uh, there, then it will select the total marks against that class. Okay, and then it will show using the same table. Okay, over here. So there are again two separate parts. One is for secondary and one is for primary, because both of the subjects are changed. So if the classes were 8, 9 or 10, so then this table will be shown and these marks will be shown. Okay, so this is the same, okay, as in the enter result part. Okay, I just copy and paste the data, and if the classes are from primary, then this table will be shown, and then this data. Okay, so and whenever user will click this update marks button, then this query will be run, which is this. So there are again two parts. One is for 8, 9, 10 grade, and one is for remaining grades. So what is doing? It is updating the record. Okay, so you can see that it will check that if the class will be one of these, it will update all the subjects, and then it will update it in the database, and then it will show a message that record updated. Okay, and if there will be a mistake, it will show an error. And if there is if the class is another class, it will update these subjects and it will update them in the database. Okay, so I will also show you for the 8, 9, 10 grade. So you can see that the subjects are different. Okay, so it will come up with different subjects because of that different divisions. Okay, so this is all for this project. So if you want to see any other project in PHP then document, I will try to make those projects. So this is a very lengthy and difficult project, as it took me 2 months to make this project, and if you don't understand anything with this project, so that's completely normal. And if you had any questions and any query regarding this project, then put document and I will answer that query. And most of all, if you want the source code or anything of this project, then give me an email. So this is a paid project, by the way. So if you want the source code or anything, then send an email on my email. You will find my email address on my website. Okay, the link will be in the description. So this is all for this video. I hope you have learned a lot from this project, as it has taken a lot of time for me to make this video, okay, and also a lot of time to make this project for you guys. So I hope you have enjoyed the video and you have enjoyed the course. So I will try to make a course on PHP in my upcoming videos. So I hope you have learned a lot in this video and this course session. So thank you for watching my video. Do like the video and click on the subscribe button if you want to. And this is all for this video.